And then once I've done that, then I go onto Instagram and hit go live. Oh,
I don't know about Instagram, to be honest. It's never been me doing it.
Hey.
But hey, we are live. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the live Q&A with two, I don't know, you might get a third cybersecurity expert, but I can guarantee you two for now. Say hello in the chat, let us know you're here. Rob, the only thing, the Instagram chat doesn't come into this thing, so you need to make sure you monitor that as well.
I don't know if I've done it right.
It says there's little ticks, isn't there? But I don't see the usual. Oh, they are. I think we are. Or at least to one of them. Do we not go live on Andrew Jones anymore? Who knows? Well, it's just you and I here, Rob. What do you want to chat about?
I've done it then. It just doesn't. Yeah.
I think you've done it. I think we're here.
No, we're live on YouTube, but I don't think we're live on Instagram.
No, I do not like it. And we've also gone live on the YouTube channel with 0 followers.
Yeah, nice.
No one's going to be here. Did you do it on Andrew Jones as well? No.
No, I did it on the other one. Is it a CyberHub one? Yeah.
Well, just CyberHub's the one we made for the podcast, but there's nothing on there yet. So it's got no followers, so no one will see it. I'll go live on Andrew Jones as well, see what happens.
Oh, can you do 2? Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Sorry for a slight delay, technical difficulties. Even fellas who work with technology every single day in some of the most complex scenarios can still struggle with a little bit of YouTube hocus pocus.
Bloody hocus pocus.
Say hello if you're here. I know the usual people should start rolling in. Maybe they thought we weren't going. So we weren't on the dot, but
sing along if you know the words. Was there any school posts that went out?
Well, no, you've only just created the thing. But it links to, and the call links to the YouTube page anyway, where we can. So like it takes you to the live section of that page. So this would pop up. You can post about it in school.
Yeah, may as well, mate.
Chukka. Hey, we got somebody in. Hello. Say hello. Ask us a question.
We're chilling. We're chilling out for a bit. We're answering questions if you got them. If you haven't, then don't worry.
I've got a question for you. Which of the Donald Trumps was the deep fake in your, I think it was last week's, or maybe the week before, video?
It was number 1.
Remind me, was that the one with like this, or was the other one?
It was just the first video that played. The second one, he was basically talking about Charlie Kirk, and that was a real.
I've seen some stuff where people like the AI finger thing happen, and you never know if that's after the fact AI'd.
Yeah.
Or some people even saying that they did it on purpose to hide the like blemishes he apparently gets on his hand. But
what, he hides his hand? Yeah.
I mean, that's why he does this all the time now, because there were some health things about him being unwell because his hand was always bruised, and then they said, "Oh, he's an old man; he has to shake a lot of hands." My missus is convinced that Melania is his dominatrix.
Yeah,
that's just a theory because I need to go to America regularly for work.
That is alleged.
Alleged. Yeah, you don't get sued by Melania.
She'll sue a few people as well. She's not scared.
Yeah. I think she's suing Andrew Callahan on Channel 5 News, if you know that guy. He used to do all gas, no brakes.
Oh yeah. What, for defamation, probably?
Yeah, we did an interview with Hunter Biden, and who repeated something that someone else said, that Epstein introduced Melania to Trump.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Rock Luli. How you doing? Probably about time you take us off.
Rock.
Take us off this topic, because that's not why we're here to discuss politics.
Not at all. Where you from, Rock?
Got any questions for two cyber fellows? Ooh,
there you go.
Shift. Nice.
Sock shift in Albania. Come on.
Hang on, it is not the afternoon in the Albania. Are you working on an American afternoon shift or what? We got a time traveler in the comments.
What's the time difference in Albania?
Albania is to the west, to the east, isn't it? So they'll be later on in the day. It's dark outside here in the UK.
It's very dark.
Hey, IG Roddy, how you doing?
IG Roddy, that is a rapper's name, that.
ITC +2.
That's got to be 10 p.m. Surely.
Yeah.
I do often get it, like sometimes if it's in the morning. Where was I? Yeah. It was morning time, and I went to this like work event. It was for the job that I just got now, and I started in the new year, and I went to this like the company kickoff event, and it was literally, was it morning? It might be morning time. Yeah, it was morning time, and I walked past a group of people, and I went, afternoon, gents. And they all looked at me real weird and gave me evils. And I was like, what was that about? And I walked off. And then like about 10 seconds later, I went, oh yeah, I said afternoon, and it was 9 a.m. They must think I'm off my fucking rocker.
Well, you're up at 4 a.m, aren't you? Pumping iron in the gym or doing something?
Yeah, I was up at 5 this morning.
Cram all that in. It feels like you've had a full day.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Well, guys, if you have any specific cybersecurity questions for us, we are very happy to take them as best we can. Otherwise, we'll just keep chatting. But Rob, look what I did.
Oh, okay. He's got the old strap on.
It's the other knee.
No. What?
I know. I've only just... Well, I'd stand on the chair and show you the scarf, the other one, but I've only just recovered from that. Started doing the return to run program after like being discharged from physio. And then I went and twisted this knee on a riverbank, a boating trip. Did it Saturday.
What, so you fell down a bank?
Getting like a kayak out of the water, and yeah, the bank kind of gave way. And so one foot stayed on the bank and the other kind of went in the river. And so the knee needed a little twist. But yeah, I almost had to fly to America for work the next day, and they almost didn't let me fly. The doctor had to like say I was fit to fly because of the swelling. But hey, you guys work in SOC too? I don't anymore. I used to work in SOC. I got to level 2, and then I moved on to. I was going to go into digital forensics actually for a consultancy because quite like that angle, doing the breach investigations, but I got sidetracked slightly, ended up doing a solutions engineering role, which was about like identifying security solutions for companies and helping them deploy them and buy them. And then I went even further into the dark side, and I went into product marketing for a bit, or technical product marketing, where basically I made sure the marketing people knew enough about security to be a marketer, and I did loads of talks and things like that. And now I'm a product strategist, so helping us kind of develop our security solutions on a security platform to be better, essentially. Yeah, but was a SOC analyst, now doing someone else. But yeah, SOC analyst, I got a lot to thank for my time as a SOC analyst. It's been invaluable for every other job I've done, and has given me a unique bit of secret sauce that nobody else has really had. It's been great. Rob, you in the SOC?
I'm currently in the SOC, heading up the SOC. Don't have a lot of touch time in the weeds on the front line, if you will, but yeah, I'm more. I guess I am. I guess I get tails from the SOC, but I'm not directly helping and working incidents on a day-to-day web basis. But I'll muck in a little bit here and there. I'll jump on a tuning Tuesday call, or I do a lot of service reviews for customers. So the guys will collate the monthly reports, and then I'll jump on with a customer and we'll look at trends, and we'll look at the top offending alerts, and what remediation advice we gave, what the customer did to actually resolve that threat. So I am involved, but not involved as much as I used to be when I was working as an actual technical SOC analyst. But
yeah,
I'm moving on roles now.
Are you a SOC
I'm
lead, or are you a security consultant, or is it kind of in flux? Because you were a SOC lead at one point, right?
I'm head of SOC for Boxy, and in about a month's time, I'll be security pre-sales architect.
Ooh, okay, so similar to my solutions engineering role, the architecture stuff. Nice. So yeah, so ROC, TLDR, we were, and now we are doing other things in our cybersecurity career. I did really enjoy the SOC, but I like challenges. I like doing something else, and so we kind of divulged. AJ and Vaughan are both still in like SOC IR roles and stuff like that. So, fortunately, got the other half. The half that went into this. I would say it's still the softer side. We're just not, like you say, frontlining it, Rob, anymore. We don't do triage or IR, instant response. Sorry, I shouldn't use acronyms.
Yeah, I would say Vaughan and AJ are frontline, and me and Josh are on comms if we were at war.
Pulling strings.
No,
so they'd agree with that statement. IG Roddy, been following us for quite some time now. Got a master's in cybersecurity class. I really want to get on track and get a job in cybersecurity. How can you guys help you get on track? Well, you're already on track. Let's point that out from the start. I know maybe I'm getting some feelings that, hey, you thought you just would walk into a job after getting a master's, which is totally fair. I got a master's in ancient history, actually. I did think that the masters would all of a sudden make me a lot more attractive. It didn't. Maybe that's because mine was so unrelated. You should have seen me in my first interviews trying to explain why ancient history was like cybersecurity. Yeah, I think so. Like, I guess, let us know, what did you do your master's project on? Any kind of bits, like passion areas, what kind of jobs are you looking for? But otherwise, while we get that information from you, I think I'll turn over to Rob for like, what would you advise someone to do next once they've got that master's and trying to break in?
Yeah, I think it's just really zone in on the types of roles that you fancy and think that you would do well in, and then start to look at the skills required for those roles. You can join our school community if you haven't already. I would jump into that. So it's school.com with a K in school/cybersec. We'll pop it up, and get in there, chuck us all a message, and we can sort of create a bit of a pathway for yourself. It all depends on your situation. Like, how much time do you have? Do you have money in to invest, or now you've finished your masters, you want to go off and do everything for free? Do you want to go and pursue any additional certifications, like maybe some cloud-based ones, like some Microsoft Azure certifications or some AWS ones? It's kind of like a choose your Pokemon, if you will, isn't it? If you go down like
Pokemon.
Yeah, cloud security. Are you going to go Pokemon Red and choose Charmander and choose AWS, or are you going to go Pokemon Blue and choose the old Squirtle as the starter Pokemon and get involved in Azure? Yeah. Is that a first edition one?
No,
card?
it's I think it's a newer one. My brother gave it to me, bought it in China. I think it's a Japanese card. I don't think it's got any value. I think it's just cool because we used to play as kids.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Jump in our school community, mate, and chuck us a message, and we can jump on and see if we can help, because we currently do help a lot of students get into the industry, and they're pretty much a lot of them are in a similar position to you, so they just need that extra push to bolster their resume or CV.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We've helped
you still
people.
got some work to do.
Yeah, we've you are on the right track, and like it's just all about, it depends how much like experience you got with projects and things and what kind of roles you're going for. But SOC analyst is the one that, I think we were talking to Rock a second ago. That's what we recommend. It gave us so much experience, and you can go anywhere from that position. So yeah, like Rob was saying, we have helped people who need that kind of mentorship and apprenticeship. If that's something you kind of really need, that support from us, you'll have a lot of the education already. There might be something we can do there by giving you some projects. But if not, if you want to kind of do this on your own, or you think you're close enough, then see if you talk to one of us on school. We do some of those strategy calls, and so whether joining us as an empirical apprentice is the way to go for you, or whether it's not, as Robbie alluded to, there are many routes towards cybersecurity, and you are pretty close, my friend, with a master's in cyber. Although these days it's harder to stand out than it was. If we had a master's in cyber, I think anyone would have bit our hands off and hired us there and then, really, Rob. Sadly, it's not quite the same for you guys today, because there's a lot more courses out there, a lot more qualified people. But and just because you got a master's doesn't mean you'd be good in the SOC. I'm thinking of one particular person who did his master's in the SOC, who was a bit wibbly wobbly, let's say. But we can help with that, right? Like the stuff you might not have picked up on your master's, soft skills.
I think that's the key point there, is you need to stand out, because a lot of people have got masters, or a lot of people have done
Masters somewhat stands you out, to be fair. But yeah,
it does. It does. Yeah, maybe a lot of people.
It's
have
not
got
to value the
undergrads.
masters. So I always feel that's so rough if someone's put so much effort into a master's. Like, you're not
You've
quite
done your
there
masters, but it's not that special.
It's so hard.
No, it's a difficult feat. I'm not going to try and play it down, but you need to prove to an employer that you've got that real world practical skills, and they don't offer a lot of that sort of stuff in an undergrad course or a master's course. So we can help out with that, because that was basically the reason why we created this whole brand and company, is to show employers, or help students show employers, that you've got skills, and not tell them. It's learn the empirical way by doing. So yeah, we've got a lot of practical elements to the apprenticeship program that we run, but there's also just hands-on projects that you can get in our free community as well. So we're not trying to
check out the YouTube.
Check out the YouTube channel, and AJ's got loads of like step-by-step videos on mini projects and labs and stuff.
I'd recommend checking out.
We give out a lot of information and content for free, and we've obviously got paid stuff as well. So we're not trying to hard sell anybody on these. It's just everyone's got a different situation.
Yeah, I always think I wouldn't have paid for it back in the day. I like to do stuff myself, but everyone's different. But the free, like, I'll check out AJ's one, particularly the ones, anything that's AI in the title, the stuff that he does with Tynes and I think N8N, those types of things, make.com. That's where it's at right now. That's like the one that if I was hiring in a SOC and that was on your CV, your resume, I'd want to talk to you about it. And that's what I'd probably spend most of the interview talking about. Let us know what you did as well, because if you've done some projects, some specific projects as well, maybe there's some advice we can give you that's outside of a SOC analyst. If you did anything data sciencey, maybe it's worth kind of doubling down on that, because data science, real data scientists, not just software engineers who know how to use data science software, are so sought after right now. The company I work for has loads of positions open for that, and so does so many other companies. So that's kind of like the one where if you're close to that, maybe it's worth kind of just skilling a bit further down there. But hey,
good question from Rock Luli. What are the top SOC skills and tech stack that can land you an interview with a British or US MSSP? That's managed security service provider. Managed security service provider.
Mustard sauce, sexy pants.
Yes,
awful. That was awful for me. But hey,
we'll leave it
in. My first day back at work today, it's always the hardest one. I had a week off last week, guys, so forgive me. But it's hard to answer that, because skills are skills, no matter where you are. You said you're in Albania, and I get the impression you want to kind of make the journey over. Unfortunately, you're going to have to be better than a native, because it's just a few extra hoops they have to jump through in order to hire you. I don't know if you saw USA, the McDonald's administration have now put like $100K cost on a working visa. I don't know when it comes into play, but I know it's soon, and it might even be imminent. So that's, to be honest, that's going to rule you out.
What does that mean then? Is it the
You
wage
or
has to be 100K?
I believe you have to pay that money. I could be wrong. I only saw, to be fair, this is me giving out information. Let me confirm that one. But I know it's unviable for loads of people now, and I'm not sure if it's earn or you have to pay or the employer has to pay. But basically, it's his kind of trying to get stop migrants coming in, even economic legitimate migrants,
even if they're contributing to society, I guess, because they're filling roles that are needed.
While I work out exactly what involved there, can you give us an impression of Donald saying that the job should be filled by Americans? I love your Donald impression. I know I always put you on.
We love the American community. We don't like migrants, not at all. But they're everywhere. We can't get rid of them. But now we can.
Yep. So on Friday, US done tech world by announcing up to 50-fold hike in the cost of skilled worker permits to 100K. So it's what
God.
or the company have to pay. So basically, they're only going to do that if it's a really high paid job. I'm looking for a little bit more detail, but
that's per person.
Yeah.
Jesus,
per person. It comes in force September, or it's already in force. Only apply to new requests. Okay, so yeah, so I reckon now is the time. I mean, I think that's going to fall down pretty soon when the companies are like, "Hey, we need people with these skills." But for now, yeah. So if it's working remote, right? For tax reasons, you can't like just apply for a US or UK job and then work out of Albania. The position has to be advertised in Albania. Now, SOCs do this. They will look for like kind of follow the sun model. There's like Armenia is common, Albania, Bulgaria, India as well. And so even some Asian regions like Singapore, Australia, the APAC. Yeah. Basically, so they got coverage across the globe, so people aren't not tired eyes on screens. But yeah, that's the way. If you'd probably be wasting your time if you apply for US or UK roles, and say you're remote or you can't relocate. UK doesn't have the 100K thing though, so have a look, see if and just inquire for kind of from the straight off. Would you accept, would you sponsor someone externally? And if you already are working in a SOC, so you might have to take maybe a lateral step or a step down and be like a level 1 SOC again and kind of start from the beginning. But if moving to the UK is your thing, and once you're in, pending some crazy Nigel Farage rules, and that if he comes into power in 4 or 5 years, you're here, and you shouldn't have an issue kind of continuing your career here if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I think the UK companies are pretty open to bringing in non-natives and sponsoring. I've worked with a lot of people over my career, people that have got working visas and sponsored.
Looks like Rock knows about the visas, and it doesn't apply to him. It's H-1B visa. I don't actually know what that meant though. So I guess it only applies to certain countries. But the skills, we should have answered the skills part. Skills are the same, right? You're just going to be held to slightly higher standard. But yeah, SOC skills, anything to do with cloud is still really sought after. Just find a niche and kind of double down into that, because people are always looking to kind of balance out the SOC skills. If they've got 3 guys who are amazing at GCP, Google Cloud Platform, they aren't going to want to hire another one. They're going to want someone with skills elsewhere. Maybe that might be a networking specialist. Maybe it might be a kind of scripting malware pro. So really good at untangling PowerShell or doing like forensics on compromised hosts. So yeah, it depends what you're good at. Like what you're good at, just go down that tunnel. That's really important. And then also, Rob, we always talk about that survey, the IC2 one, which talked about the soft skills and like problem solving, ability to learn quickly, and teamwork and communication as being really important also. Yeah,
100%. And just try and do something that other people aren't doing. So become a bit of an expert in one area and just double down on it. And, if you think about what companies are going to be caring about moving forward. They're already, focusing on it now is, how can we improve the bottom line, and they can do that by automation. So if you can learn like automation workflows and be that subject matter expert in that area, then you're going to be so valuable to that company, because then they're gonna think, okay, we've got this guy in and he can help automate repetitive tasks and save us money and become more efficient. I think that's going to be the power move now, which a lot of people aren't really focusing on.
Bosh. Similar
Bish
question.
bash.
We've got a lot of people finishing up their masters, so it's good to see some educated people in the chat. Finishing in December and looking to start the career in cybersecurity with an IAM role, so identity access management. So do you understand, like, is that like a security engineering kind of focused on identity federation services? So you're basically like orchestrating or managing or building the kind of access control policies and access management systems. So who gets in? Yeah, it's a hot topic. Like zero trust kind of really plays in here, and I'm sure you know about zero trust. But if you don't, have a look at that. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's an idealistic, because you can never get to zero trust. But it's all about different measures that will challenge your reason to be there, and not make you re-authenticate all the time, and make you and have a bunch of conditions on your access. So like, yeah, if you're logging in the middle of the night, why? Let's apply loads more rules on it. So the zero trust is like just being really really scrutinizing people's access and following things like principle of least privilege, etc. So zero trust, still a huge buzzword, died down a little bit over the last few years, but I think that's because it got overhyped. But it is still within IAM really important. If you're looking to go SOC analyst, which is always the route we recommend, because IAM is still relevant there. What's this? There's a slogan that some company has, that hackers don't hack in anymore; they log in, right? They either do like credential dumping attacks, steal credentials, the valid credentials, or they sniff them from like a GitHub or somewhere that's like open source, or they buy them off the dark web in some of these data halls and hop in. So yeah, knowing that, that's going to be important when it comes to your analysis. And a big part of it, and that can be your specialty. I think IAM is a great specialty wherever you go into. Just know, if you're in a SOC analyst, you will have to be a bit of a jack of all trades in a few more areas, but that should be easy with your kind of masters in computer science there. And Rob, you should probably get some hands-on experience though, if he wants to really stand out, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's really important, more than ever now. So yeah, get some projects under your belt, show them off, talk about them, write them back up, and sort of retrospectively, like, this is how I achieved the project, and post about it. Like, create a bit of a portfolio. I don't know, post about it on LinkedIn. Put yourself out there, man. Yeah, make a blog, put it on a Notion page or whatever.
What's Notion?
So a lot of our students use Notion. It's basically like a bit of a GitHub repo. It's just a cloud resource where you can just post blogs, but it's nicely formatted. So yeah, nice. Some of our students will post their projects on a Notion page.
Nice one. Thanks, Rob. Looks like we did a dodgy link probably in the school platform. Thanks, Apar, for sharing. At this stage, we're probably not going to fix it. People have found us anyway, so thank you, guys. Appreciate you telling us. Back to Rock's. The conversation's continuing. His current job experience is much more being a generalist and specialize in one niche of cyber. Yeah, that is. Yeah, if you said you're in a SOC, right? So that is absolutely the case. What I used to find in the SOC was there were a few people who then, when I was coming up, AWS was really hot for the company that I was working in, and generally cloud in general, people didn't know how to secure. It was really not set up for them to win, but they're set up for failure, because like an S3 bucket was public by default. So you just expose all your data by accident out to everybody. So we were all trying to work out really like what's the difference when it comes to cloud security? Like, how do we apply what we know and what maybe varies? And there was one guy, I think Pete, Rob, who kind of came out AWS guy because he did a couple of courses, and so we'd always turn to him. So if you can start to pick a niche, maybe pick an area that people are kind of scratching their heads a little bit on, and double down into it and become that guy, that's helpful. But also don't like beat yourself up of being a generalist, right? Jack of all trades is better than a master of one, I think is the phrase. But yeah, I think that's the phrase. But yeah, you want to be a jack of all trades and you want to specialize. If you just specialize, you're probably not going to get too far, to be honest.
Well, you kind of have to be both in cyber. Like it's a smart move to become a master of one niche, but then you have to be a jack of all trades as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's why SOC role is great for you to then like specialize off it, as like Robbie and I have started to do. And Vaughan and AJ are still being generalist. In fact, I don't know if we can probably say AJ's not here because an urgent work thing came up. So he's in it right now. He's working overtime because they need him. This is the way.
He's in the weeds.
Mm-hmm. Sir, can you analyze my resume and provide the feedback? Now, I appreciate you telling us about the link, but unfortunately, this is something we don't have the bandwidth to do for everybody. So we do only do this for people in the SOC Plus mentorship apprenticeship program. You can crowdsource feedback in our school community. I've seen people do that. And if people have got the time, you might even get one of us if we have a glance commented over. But that's really good because there's professionals in there. There's people trying to get jobs. They'll give you some feedback. There's no one winning formula. Like even amongst us, right, Rob, we often give people different advice. So we have different priorities. And that's the way it is. Everyone's a bit different. But you just kind of make sure you're playing to your strengths. Make sure you've got the projects and experience and like all the keywords of all the software that you've used, all the technology and tools you've used. Because you need to get past that AI filter first, but then also you need to have things to talk about, right? So don't go into town and stuff that's not relevant. Just showcase your most relevant skills for that particular job description.
Yeah. Get in the school community if you're not already in there.
They probably must be because they saw us post the dodgy link, but yeah, hopefully someone can help you out in there. And this is something we used to do years ago when we started doing this, but our community was a lot smaller then, wasn't it, Rob?
Yeah, I also don't really like being called sir. Just thought I'd say.
All right, sir.
Just call us by our names. You don't have to call us sir. It's all a bit too formal, that is.
Well, I quite like it.
I'll say it to my if I ever have another in-law, you meet the in-laws for the first time and hello, sir.
Yeah. I call rugby ref sir. And I call people sir kind of a little bit sarcastically, or hello, sir.
Yeah, you do like that one, yeah. But that's just like a bit of a this is a bit of bants, isn't it?
Type of project. Go on this YouTube channel and have a look at the projects there. There's some great examples. But what we try and do is kind of create content that you'd actually use in a real role, so you kind of get that experience before getting the job. SEAM is the biggest one. I know AJ's done a fantastic walkthrough on Elastic SEAM with Security Onion that will give you all of that. It's all open source as well. So that's the easiest, most accessible one for you to do. If you want to go deeper, we do have there's Azure. You can kind of set that one up. Be careful, that will be a little bit more costly. And then also if you are interested in the SOC apprenticeship, and I feel like we've talked too much about that this call. We want to help people that just stand for standard as well. But we do have a simulated SOC environment in there where you kind of have a Sumo Logic SIEM for you to use with live data already. But yeah, do that. Do look at what tools. Just Google what tools are you SOCs using, and then have a play around with those. That's a great place to start. There are many ways to go. And I think also early on, if you weren't here, I talked about the kind of AI projects. Have a look on the YouTube. There's some there as well. There's some more in the school platform also. But yeah, I think that's where it's going, right? They're looking for innovation. It doesn't tend to come from, no offense, Rob, but the security SOC leaders or the head of SOCs. It tends to come from the analysts, the level 1, level 2, level 3 analysts who are doing this stuff on the daily, who, to be honest, just start automating the stuff that's really boring or they want to not do anymore. That is the best way to innovate in a SOC. So yeah, learn some of the hyper automation. It ain't even hard anymore. You don't have to script. You can literally vibe code, logic box, whatever you want to call it, your way into things just by knowing a little bit about APIs these days.
Yeah, learn automation, man. That's like the most important thing that people aren't really concentrating on right now. So if you're concentrating on it, then you are way ahead of the rest.
Better than all the rest.
Better than everyone else.
On you, Mike, it feels kind of like old school, like you know, like Mr. Sandman, give me a dream.
That I've ever seen. You know, sometimes me and Josh will get a little bit silly on these lives, and we always just break out into song.
We used to sit next to each other in the sock. So this is very much us. This is how we kept each other sane. And we used to, but this we would before automation really stepped in. Robbie and I were the bloody flipping click junkies. I've got a shoulder injury. I still have to see the chiropractor about from sock days.
Yeah, I've got like a scapular problem from just having my hand in one place.
Is that nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. It's frozen. My one's frozen on this side. It doesn't like move up and down. This one does, and this one just Is that what you got?
It's from being just in one position and just not moving for like 9 hours.
Yeah, I used to have 3 screens, and you do 3 cases at once, wouldn't you? Because they take like a half second, 30 seconds for one to load. So you just do them screen to screen to screen, and you go back again. So your bloody arm was, Anyway, you don't need to hear our pain.
You had to be there.
Hello again. I can't. Shaib? I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry, friend. The main issue I'm facing with job search is that many roles are only for citizens. I just want to learn. Okay, well, you can gain the experience without without getting employed, and that's kind of one of the things we preach with Empirical, right? The tools that you use, you're not going to be able to afford a bloody logarithm seam, but like the Elastic seam is open source. You can kind of get your hand on that, and they're very much transferable skills. So you can build your own SOC environment, get your own experience, and that's valuable experience. It would be looked on as favorably as if you were in a work environment, really. In fact, maybe more impressive, to be honest, because you didn't get spoon-fed it. You did it off your own back.
Yeah, 100%.
We really don't know much about residency, and do we? And maybe we should take a course in that, Rob, because we do get this questions a lot. So let us know where you're based first, and might be able to help. But I think you're just gonna have to get lucky to find one that is, because it's not about like being restricted to residents. The only time you're going to see that is maybe government stuff, where they need to be able to do like a full security clearance check on you, and they might limit it to nationals. That's a very extreme use case. Mostly businesses are hiring residents or locals because it's convenient to them. It's less hoops for them to jump through, but they will expand the search, or they will hire exceptional people if you're exceptional. Someone with a master's in cybersecurity and some kind of empirical experience and projects under your belt, you could be an exceptional candidate. So SOC analyst has got to be the one. But whatever you can get, whatever speaks to you, because maybe you didn't speak as comsci, maybe you want to do some engineering stuff. If you can find even an IT role that gives you some exposure to security stuff, that can be a step forward and get you closer with that experience.
Yeah, create some undeniable skills, and then that stands you above the rest, and people will want to have you, and then the roles will kind of reverse. Then you'll gain a little bit more power. So just learn on gaining as much and as many skills as possible, theory, practical, note it all down, evidence it, and
evidence it.
Evidence it.
But I think
you'll be flying, man.
There's something we should say, because a few people have asked about getting jobs in like the US and UK. We've worked with so many people who moved. Greeks, from people from Eastern Asia, Indian people,
loads.
Eastern Europeans. I've never seen like restrictions on that, and I appreciate it probably is harder. If you're a resident, things is a little bit easier, but it's not impossible. And even residents, people we talk to who are UK citizens trying to get jobs in UK, or US people trying to do in US or Canada, they're also finding the job market a little bit slower than maybe it has been in previous years. So it's just a case of keeping at it. Robbie, you talk about those keepy uppies, right? Just keep going over and over, keep grinding, keep pushing at it. AJ did, I can't remember the number, it was like 100 applications, wasn't it? And he was going to give up, and then he got one. And so all it takes is one. I know it's tricky, psychological warfare in some degree.
Yeah, was it Vaughan for his latest job? He did like 50 applications in about, what was it, about 2-3 weeks?
Did he also get offered the first one? Did he? I'm sure he took it in the end, but
Oh, I don't know. No, I think this was the second or the third one that got back.
mhm.
But even with a lot of experience, Vaughan was applying and he was still getting knocked back and not progressed into the next stage of the interview process, even though he's got experience. So
Yeah.
yeah, you just gotta not deep it too much and just keep cracking on.
Yeah, even at like our kind of level in these other softer roles, I've not been looking in the same way like Vaughan by doing like 50, but occasionally if I get something really interesting come across my LinkedIn or something, I'll
Mm.
often have the conversation. And sometimes I feel like I do free consultancy for these companies because they ask for like loads of what do I think about this? What would be my plan? One even got me to do like a presentation, which I don't mind doing. It was a good experience for me as well. But if you don't get those, sometimes you're like, oh, where's my billable hours? And I'll send you a bill for all that because that was a few
Yeah.
late nights, like putting together presentations and thinking
Yeah,
about
they're
it.
gonna use that presentation to better their company.
By all means, go ahead and use it. I mean, might as well put it to some good use.
Yeah,
But
true.
no, one thing to probably the main takeaway I have from that for myself, and I think something that everyone should take away is yes, it's good experience. Even if your goal is I want to get the job, and that might be the only metric you're measuring yourself on, you're still improving every single interview. You're getting something back from that. Yeah, if as long as they advance you past the very first stage. So just remember that, and it means you can have a greater chance at the next one.
Yeah, it's all good experience. It's character building, it's confidence building, it's speaking to people, it's establishing, that common ground when you jump on a call. And I don't want to big myself up too much, but I'm
Do you
a
want me
I'm a
to?
master. I'm a master of that, and that's come with just life experience and putting myself out there and putting myself into positions and situations that are uncomfortable. And just jump on an interview and just start chatting to them beforehand and start asking the questions to them and learn a little bit about them and find something that you could be like, oh yeah, I do that too. And you don't have to always be like finding some type of common ground, but just have a chat with them beforehand and just be nice and be yourself and loosen up a
Yes.
bit. Because the more nervous you are, the less of the less that you can actually portray your actual self. Like I've done interviews before where I've been just so nervous and I am answering a question in a certain way that is not how I would usually answer it. And then I'm frustrated then when I finish the call and I'm like, I could have given that more. And it's just because I was feeling too tight.
Hmm. There's two things I want to say to that. There's like probably people don't realize it that sometimes it does come down to a little bit of luck, like even a coin cost. I've done some interviews where I've said, yeah, these 3 to 5 people I could work with, I'd have them, and they go away, and you can tell they don't know which one they want really, and so they kind of just make a bit of a judgment call, and so it can be that might change if they did it in the morning or if they did it in the afternoon. They might have picked a different one. So there's that as well. And on that saying things like that you did kind of realizing you weren't being yourself. That reminded me when I was going down the law route and I did an interview for a law firm, and I thought I'm going to go in this one super confident, and I was too confident, and I walked in like I
Mm.
was bally big bollocks. I did the exercise. I looked at it for a second, like just kind of did it straight away, and I'm pretty sure I did it well and right, and I thought I nailed it. And afterwards, because I really nailed the questions, I'm not gonna lie, I was confident I did nail. That's probably why I came off so arrogant. In hindsight, I was like, they just don't want to work with a dickhead, and that's what I was
Yeah.
being. And that's all the
Yeah.
perception they had of me. So they must have thought I was always like that. So yeah,
Mm.
it's a tricky one.
Mm. Yeah. There's a balance, isn't there, between confidence and arrogance and
Mm.
assertiveness. And there's a fine line to walk. And if you can balance it, then you'll crack the code.
Yeah. Be yourself. Be yourself. And that's the most, if they see the authentic you, that's much easier for someone to assess and manage. Um,
Mm,
because you
and
can be,
that, yeah, you're right. Answer the questions honestly as well, because I'll do things like in the soft skills side of an interview, I'll ask a question and I'll say, "Oh, what do you want to achieve in the next like 5 years, like personally, like do you want to own a Lambo or do you want to own a farm and grow some veg?" And then they'll come back and they'll be like, "Oh, I want to like," and then they'll say something like work related and cybersecurity related, and I'm like, no. I'm asking like you yourself, like what were your personal goals? And then they'll always try and like relay it back to the interview or work, and because they think that they think that we want something work related back when we don't. So it's all about understanding what someone's actually asking you and being honest.
Nice. Well, I think, should we hold it up there? Should we call it there?
Yeah.
Questions kind of died down. I think we had a good bit there. People came flooding in towards the end. Thank you, everybody. You know where to find us. School.com, school with a K/cybersec, or of course this channel or this Instagram page. Interact with us. We do this every week. Some weeks we do a podcast. I think those are coming back at some point. And some weeks we just do this. But but even when we do a podcast, we still make sure there's some time just to answer your questions. So where else can you access up to 4 cybersecurity professionals every week? Right here.
Nowhere.
Keep it empirical, guys.
Where we need what's like a cool slogan.
EMP charge. Empirical. No, I've always thought there'd be something there, but it's never come to me.
Empirical or nothing.
Empirical to the moon. No, this is just a cringe fest now.
Help us come up with a tagline to sign off on our Q&As.
Like some dodgeball stuff like
empirical.
Well, good night, everyone. Or good morning, good afternoon. See you next week.
See you later.